Hello, unique individuals. It is Ari and Tony back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be letting you guys know my step-by-step routine on how to accomplish a sleek flat iron look with natural hair, and let's get into it. So I would say the first thing that I start with when it comes to accomplishing very sleek flat iron hair is that I wash my hair. I honestly have been using the TRESemmé brand for so long. Super inexpensive. You can find this at the grocery store, drugstore, etc. And I know that people have their opinions about buying things from the drugstore and things like that. And I honestly would say use what works best for you, and who cares what anybody else thinks. I've been using TRESemmé for years. It doesn't necessarily have to be the bottle that I showed. This bottle is the Keratin Infusion version. I just use any version of TRESemmé while I'm washing my hair, while I'm about to heat style it, and I've been using it for years, and it has worked for me. And I would say find a really good shampoo and conditioner if you do want to heat style your hair, especially if you are somebody that is or has naturally curly hair like myself. When I heat style my hair, my shampoo conditioners for both curly hair and heat styling are completely different, but I just wanted to show you guys what I use to be able to wash and condition, and it's TRESemmé. So I would say the next thing I do to maintain or do this routine is I like to deep condition. I just go in with the Intensive Hydration Hair Mask from Shea Moisture. This is the same exact hair mask that I use when I do have my hair curly, and I would say that is the exception. I personally did not always exercise deep conditioning my hair when I did straighten it back in the day, and I did suffer from brittle hair, damaged hair, and I did not see any results in growth because I was just not caring about the overall health of my hair back in the day when I was straightening it. I would say when I was younger and I did have, I would say maybe like an older sister or like my mom straightening my hair back then, I would say I did see better health at that point. But I would say once I took on my hair, this is like years ago, once I took control of doing my own hair back in the day, there was a point in time to where I was just straightening my hair, and I did notice that my hair would be super dry, and I wasn't focused on trying to lock moisture back up in there to be able to still maintain healthy hair while I am heat styling it. And as I get older and as I do remain on this natural hair care journey with taking care of my hair, I will say I am the type of natural person that likes to revert back and forth from curly and straight. But I told myself, even when I heat style my hair, I want to make sure that I am implementing every healthy measure that I can implement to be able to maintain healthy hair even when I'm heat styling. And I feel like there is this stigma behind heat styling to where people say you need your hair as dry as possible. Yeah, you do need to strip your hair to an extent, but I feel like while heat styling my hair this way to where I'm not only washing and conditioning, but deep conditioning, I feel like there has been a huge difference, and I feel like it creates a lot of softness in my hair. So far we have covered the shampoo and conditioners that I use as well as deep conditioner. And the next thing I do is, while I do that whole routine, or I will say when I do straighten my hair, I try to do everything all in one day. But there are some times every now and again where I don't want to do all that in one day, because as somebody with a lot of hair, as you might know, somebody with natural hair, it is a lot to be able to do that whole routine in one day. It could take several hours. There are times where I have to get out of the shower, deep condition, and that could be like an extra 20, 30, 40 minutes on top of what I already have to do going forward to be able to complete the routine. But I sure dry my hair after I do all of those things. Let me jump back. So I shampoo, deep condition for, I would say 20, 30, 40 minutes, just depending on how I feel. And then I get back in the shower, or I stay in the shower just depending on how I feel. And then I condition my hair. So after I do all of those steps, I get out and I shirt dry my hair with a cotton shirt, any type of cotton shirt. I don't honestly remember the last time I towel dried my hair. It's been so long. And I think I heard about this great tip like years ago to not use towels on the hair to be able to dry it. And I just do this for myself because I do have naturally textured, kinky, coily hair or very curly hair. And I feel like a cotton shirt helps to create a lot less harshness on my hair. So I like to dry my hair usually, because like I said, I usually like to get this all done in one day. I like to shirt dry my hair, I would say maybe like for like an hour or two if I'm doing it all in one day. But if you are somebody that doesn't want to do this all in one day, you could shirt dry your hair overnight. And then me personally, I would say before I start to blow dry my hair, preferably I would like my hair to be as dry as I can get it. You can do what you want. Some people like to be like 75-80% dry. I want to be as dry as possible because I don't want to blow dry my hair or straighten my hair and my roots are still wet and I'm burning my scalp. If y'all know what I'm talking about, that is like one of the worst feelings, to be able to put the straightener to your head and it's like sizzling or it's like burning because your roots are still wet. We don't want that because we want to eliminate as much potential damage as possible. So we covered the washing routine. So next I'm going to get into what I do after. So I'm going to be talking about how I prep my hair to actually start blow drying and things like that. So after I dry my hair, I like to go in with a heat protectant, which I've also used just Tresemme for years. I use this Tresemme heat protectant, spray it all over my hair while it is still in its curly state. And then I like to go in with the Silk Therapy Bio Silk. And I would say, I don't know how to really describe this. I would say this smells amazing. And I guess it's kind of some type of oil, but let me see what it says. It says it's like a leave-in silk replenishing treatment. That's what they describe it as. I like to add a little bit of this. I would say maybe like a dime size of this or a little bit less. I like to add this to my hair, as well as when I go through with spraying the heat tamer, I like to add some of this to my hair before I start blow drying it because it smells amazing and it creates that softness in your hair. It smells amazing, y'all. So after I do that, I like to go in with my Revlon One Step blow drying brush. This is my holy grail. If you are somebody that is wondering why you aren't getting the results that you are wanting when it comes to flat ironing your hair or straightening your hair, and it's poofy, it's not as sleek, I would say blow dry your hair. Could you eliminate potentially less damage by not blow drying your hair and air drying your hair and doing it that way? Yes, but I would say if you want your hair to be silky and you want it to be flowy and all of that good stuff, I recommend investing in a really good blow dryer. I don't remember how much this blow dryer is, but I believe it's very affordable. And I would say compared to any other blow dryers I've used, I feel like I get my hair blow dried very, very quickly with this brush, and I love it. I love how it's an actual brush, because even before you turn it on, you honestly could just go in like by section, because I like to blow dry my hair, you know, in smaller sections. And you can start off before you turn it on by detangling your hair, starting from the bottom and working your way up. And then you can turn the blow dryer brush on and actually go through your hair and make sure you are making sure all those tangles are out and actually you are blowing your hair out and things like that. This brush has some settings on here. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has an off switch, a cool switch, or a cool setting, a low setting, and a high setting. Personally, I like to go in, if I am straightening my hair, I like to go in on low. So I will do my hair, I'll do my hair, part my hair down the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I like to start on one side, so on and so forth, and then go to the other side. And then I like to start on both sides on low. And then I like to go in and then on high, but I don't do high the whole time. And I feel like what high does for me is that it gets my hair as blown out as possible, or as blown out as I need it, but I do start on low. So after I blow dry my hair, of course, we're gonna get into what I do afterwards, and that is the straightener. So it is important too if you are using a heat protectant, because heat protectant is key if you are using heat, because we want to, like I said, have the hair as healthy, or keep the hair as healthy as possible. So at this point, the hair is blow dried. I like to go in with more heat protectant, and then the straightener that I do use or been using for a while is the Baby Bliss straightener, the Baby Bliss Pro titanium straightener. And I honestly don't really remember how much this costs. I honestly don't remember how much any of these items cost from the top of my head, but you probably can Google both of these items and find them, and they are very affordable. I would say be careful if you do get this straightener. The plates on the outside heat up as well as the inside, and there has been plenty of times where I have burnt myself, y'all. And whether it be getting those side pieces, getting those baby hairs, getting those hairs in the back, I've burnt myself, y'all. It happens. And I know you guys are probably like, oh my God. I'm fine. I'm alive. But I would say be very careful. I believe this came with the glove. I'm a rebel, so of course I didn't use the glove. And the reason why I don't like using the glove is because I'm somebody that likes doing my hair and I like to feel my hair. I can't feel how my hair feels or to see if it's straight enough if I have a glove on. So that's why I like to feel, just keep my hands bare like they are, so I can be able to feel the texture of when I am straightening my hair or when I am doing my hair, because like I said, if I have a glove on, I can't feel what I'm doing. So I use a straightener. I believe I turn it on. So it has some settings on the side right here. It has 450, 410. So basically the highest setting on here is 450. I always put it on 475. That's my preference. You don't have to turn the straightener up that high. Some people even like to straighten their hair in the 400s. I like to just leave it in the 3s. I would say maybe there has been times, very rarely, where I have turned the straightener up to the 400s, but I would say 375 is perfect for me. And what I do when I start straightening my hair is I like to go in smaller sections. I would say especially with this straightener, what I've noticed is that take your time when you are going over those pieces of hair. So going back to how I do it when I do straighten my hair is that I like to, of course, either I would say grab some hairs in the back and kind of put my hair in a bun, and then just kind of start this way where I'm kind of like working my way up and then grabbing pieces as I go and doing it that way, or parting my hair down the middle and working on the left or right side first, and then starting with little sections and then doing that, and so on and so forth. And I would say when using the straightener, start with small pieces and take your time when you are passing on the hair, because I would say you will see the best results doing it that way. So I would say last but not least, because we pretty much covered everything. And then also too, this is something I don't prefer. This is not a preference for myself. I know this is a preference to how other people decide to straighten their hair. For me personally, and what works best when it comes to oiling the hair is I don't like to put a whole bunch of oils in my hair beforehand, because I like my hair to be as sleek and flowy when I first do it as possible. I know some people's preference when they do straighten their hair, they like to add all those oils in their hair when they blow dry their hair and then they straighten it, and it looks very, I would say, weighed down. And some people like that look. And you don't get me wrong, if that works for you, that's great. But me personally, I don't like my hair to look weighed down unless, you know, I've had it straight for so long and it's starting to naturally get just greasy from, you know, what I ended up putting in it when I first did it. You know, I don't like that whole weighed down look from the jump, because it's just like I did all that work for prepping my hair to be able to have my hair weighed down. And that's not just the look that I go for. But I like to personally add my oil, I would say after I straighten my hair or after my hair is straight. I like to kind of go in, put a good amount on my hands, and then work it through the hair and working on my ends. And you honestly can just go in with whatever oil of your choice, light oil, or so whatever oil that you have laying around. I would say use a little bit if you are like myself, if you don't like having weighed down hair when you first do your hair. I just personally just went in. I usually like to go in with the olive oil, but for one of the oils that I used to be able to do it is the 7 Oil Blend Hair and Scalp Oil from Carol's Daughter. I just used a little bit of this and just put it through on my hair and on my ends and things like that. And that's how we ended up with this. I did just do my hair yesterday. So this is still a fresh flat iron wash. I would say I keep my hair flat iron. I would say maybe between like 2 to 3 weeks, just depending on how I feel and how my scalp feels. And I am pretty consistent when it comes to taking care of my hair. Do I have moments where I slip up when it comes to just not washing my hair for what I'm supposed to? Yes. But I'm very, very, very consistent with deep conditioning and just making sure that I'm doing things to be able to still take care of my hair instead of neglecting it. Because I know as somebody who has naturally curly hair, you all probably can relate. It gets very difficult and it's very timely to be able to keep up with the maintenance of taking care of your hair. And I hope this helps. And another disclaimer that I want to make is that these products are products that work for me and my hair type. And then it also probably has something to do with genetics when it comes to how sleek my hair gets. You might not get the same exact results that I have. So I would say take the time to be able to figure out what works for your hair type. And I'm very, very, very specific, being very specific when it comes to me saying your hair type, because when I've been going on this natural hair care journey, taking care of my hair, I feel like one of the things that would always pop in my mind would be, what is this person doing? How can I do that? So on and so forth. And then I eventually noticed when I started growing my hair out and getting it to its healthier state, is that not everybody's hair type is the same. Not everybody's body is the same. Not everybody's genetics are the same. So I would just say take the time to be able to find a routine that works for you and be consistent and be patient, because it does not happen overnight. So I hope that you guys have all appreciated this video. Last but not least, I almost forgot. When it comes to trims, I would say people say it is easier to trim your hair when it is straight, but I would say do your trims how you want to do them, whether it be on your own or if you prefer to do it in a salon. I prefer to cut my own hair, do what's best, do what works best for you, and don't listen to the outside noise, because at the end of the day, it's your hair. But if you are unsure and if you are somebody that's scared, go to a professional. I just am more comfortable with taking care of my own hair. I don't go to the salon for any hair maintenance, because I grew up I've been doing my own hair for a very long time. So I trust my judgment when it comes to taking care of my hair and what I need to do. So I wanted just to close the video out with that. Hope that you guys have liked this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.